Scary situation in Denver for fellow Michigan man Jim Harbaugh. What happened there, and is everything okay? He just kind of is that routine because he did end up returning to the sideline?
Well, you knew as soon as it happened. I turned to somebody. I'm like, either he's got altitude sickness, which is a real deal, having lived out there and having visited and gotten it myself within the last couple of years, even though I lived there, or he's got a heart issue. Like, it was one of the two. I knew right away. And fortunately, he went into the locker room. He went to the medical tent. He was in the locker room. He gets an IV, gets fluids, came back in the sideline. He had an episode like this back with the 49ers in 2012. Not the first time that he's had something like this, an atrial flutter. And so he's going to go and get more testing. And hopefully it's nothing of anything. And he can continue treating it, managing it, and going on. I texted him. I said, Bo Schembechler would have been proud. He would have said something like this, a lesser man wouldn't have been able to coach. And Jim came back and coached because that's what he does, and he wouldn't let something like that keep him down. But it's obviously something that he acknowledged that he will have checked out further. It's something that he's dealt with in the past, and fortunately he was able to come back, and he looked like he was okay.
Coach Harbaugh, we're pumped that you're undefeated against arrhythmias, dude.
Yeah.
Legit. That's scary stuff, man, especially with all the hard stuff that's been happening, in the world that we're in right now. They said something about everybody becomes an expert, obviously, or you learn about all the experts on things whenever they happen out of nowhere on X. It was like 200-something, 250
to 300.
Yeah, heartbeat per minute.
Yeah,
right?
which is crazy.
I don't even know how that would feel. Yeah, allegedly. It's just like, bah, 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 bah. That's what it is.
Jeez.
He said his whoop band, something happened with his whoop. Like, it's wild. So we're happy.
Again, and being back in Denver, in that altitude, sometimes does different things to different people. And so I wondered initially, like I said, I thought it's altitude or it's his heart. It's one of the two.
What is altitude sickness? You just get like a flu? What is altitude?
Oh my God. I went in about a year ago to Denver, and I lived there for 16 years. I never got sick once. My parents came and visited me. My mom got sick a few different times. And I was like, what's the deal? I went back about a year ago. I landed, and I started getting a violent headache, nauseous, feeling like you have to throw up. It was honestly, if you've had it, it's excruciating. And I'm not a very tough guy, so maybe that's just me. But I was sick. I landed to go meet somebody at a Nuggets playoff game. That was the plan. We were going to a Nuggets Warriors game. We were going to have dinner before, go to the game, and then I was going to fly home in the morning. I landed. I went to a doctor. I went to the hotel room. I went to sleep, and I flew home in the morning.
Yeah.
I did no dinner, no nuggets, no nothing. So I flew to Denver to get violently ill and came back. And actually, to this day, I still think I'm affected by it in certain ways. So it's just when you go there, like I've worried. Like there's a Monday night game this year. I'm not going to go to that. When you go there, maybe for older like me, if you get altitude sickness, you don't want that. You want to take altitude medication before you go.
Man, it sounds like Denver beat your ass on that trip.
Yeah,
I'm happy you're
Lord.
okay. Happy you're okay.
It did.
Happy you're okay in this entire
It
thing.
must be something about Michigan men in altitude. I don't know.
Well, I'm happy both you guys are okay and everybody else. I did not know altitude sickness was like that. I'd heard of it before.
Oh.
I didn't. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
it
Los Angeles Chargers get a win over Denver. Obviously, Harbaugh is a part of the story because he had arrhythmia situations. Whereas Hart, I guess, got up to 250 to 300 beats per minute. I mean, I don't even know. That had to feel like it was over.
Is that AFib? Is that what they call AFib?
No, I think it was something else. Because I've heard of AFib. This was called something else. There's a lot of things with their heart I feel like we're learning about. All of them very scary because of how vital it is. Him getting some IVs is what Schefter said, and then everything kind of coming back into place is the reason why he went back out on the field. Everybody said he was okay. I guess it's happened before with the San Francisco 49ers on a Monday Night Football game. Nonetheless, we're all excited that he's 2-0 against arrhythmias. We're also pumped that the Chargers are back.
Yeah,
Feels like after the bye week, Chargers look good. Herbert looked very healthy. They get a win against the Denver Broncos to kind of hang on at the end. What are your thoughts on the Los Angeles Chargers getting a dub over there in the AFC West?
Yeah, I mean, the Chargers, obviously, I feel like are a much better team than they were last year. They just feel, I don't know, they feel confident. I feel like Justin Herbert, if he is healthy, like I have a tough time picking against Justin Herbert. When he's playing, if he is even 80%, I love what Justin Herbert can do. And we see Dobbins here. And when you can run the ball a little bit and you can pound it when they think you're going to run, like you can do a lot of great things as a football team. I think we're seeing that happen.
Shout out to the Harbaugh effect over there, the Chargers. They're early bye. We'll see how that pans out in the long haul. Falcons get a massive win over the Panthers. Bengals beat the Giants in prime time, and we roll on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok. We'll see you tomorrow for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Maybe. Ooh. As I said it, Monday Night Football. That might, I don't know. Yikes. That was a good ending. DPHR at DPHR Music. I'll tell you.
Yeah, bangers.
Bangers.
Yeah.
You're listening to DPHR Music. I think that's what DPHR.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
It is.
Yep.
Have you heard it, D-Butch?
No clue.
What?
What? Seriously?
Nope.
D-But's just been bumping nicey. That's why.
How? Have you watched any of that?
Yeah.
Maybe get the baby show.
Well, I got nicey on the frickin' in the car listening to it on the way into work.
How about the ho? Isn't it like half a beat early?
Yeah, it shouldn't be where it is, but you kind of just live with it.
And it is fun trying to guess when it's coming
is,
because it goes against everything in your body.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think that's what Hex knows more than us.
Yes.
Well, Gruden jumps snap. That's what he does.
It is a banger.
It is.
Gruden loves football.
Yes, he does.
At DPHR, music. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Jim Harbaugh's heart has been taking the pregame hits like Justin Herbert has for his entire life because this man loves football so much. 2-0 with arrhythmia is the hardest line I've ever heard, and I'll die for you too, Coach. Bolts all the way, baby. Okay, Chargers fans with a little bit of hope.
Hell yeah.
Love to hear it. They've got a great fan base over there. Feels like this team is actually one that you can get behind. Harbaugh's going to make a winner out there. How soon, though, D-Butch?
He's going to build a winner. He always does. I think this year, as soon as this year.
Oh, hashtag I don't want to overreact,
But I still think they get to the playoffs. I had that thought and that feeling coming into this year. To your point, Harbaugh builds a winner. I think he will continue to do so. When Justin Herbert is healthy, there's not many quarterbacks going into the game, and I'm going to say, hey, I like that guy to win the matchup over him. And then when you got a guy that's lead, I was glad that obviously Jim was okay, but he was medically educated enough to speak on it as well.
Yes.
Got a little more information post game, but love watching any of the Harbaughs coach some football in the team that they coach.
Yeah, he didn't drop the working through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was I am medically cleared to speak about this, he said. How about that? Think about that, though. We've talked about it a couple times now, and I feel obligated to bring it up. My heart rate gets up to 100, 120, 130 whenever you're working out. You feel like you're really doing it.
Yeah.
You feel like you're really, really getting after it. And there's different workout things where you're trying to keep above 115, I think, and keep it in a 145, 115 air. I think that's the whole thing. 250, 300, I especially if somebody told me that.
Yeah, that shit's scary.
That would scare me. It probably goes from 250 to 300 once they tell you, hey, your heart rate right now is at 250. Whoa, you full panic.
Yeah.
Then that thing goes up to 3. I couldn't even. That would freak me the fuck out.
Also,
Brothers,
just knowing like how it feels, it's like okay, like that makes you feel so fucked up. Like my heart is either gonna explode out of my chest or like
I'm dying.
I'm actively having a heart attack right now. Thank God he had a Whoop or like an Apple Watch, that like told him like, hey, go fucking get this checked out right now.
I'm saying even if you're his brother, obviously John was pulled out of his presser once he got the news. So that's got to be a scary moment for him. Been that far from him and your brother going through something like that. You don't really know exactly what it is, but it seems like he's on the mend and he has it under control. So that was great.
Oh, he was going to go back out there and coach.
Yeah, without a
No
doubt.
matter what.
No matter what. So is this thing good or what? Well, we don't know. All right. Where's my whistle?